he's one of our plan to see him fight in 25.
The goal obviously is a Canelo fight for him, right?
We hope he wants this.
Among boxing audiences, there has been sustained excitement about a potential showdown between Canelo and Crawford, and conversation about this possible matchup continues to stay active.
The strategy is me leaving with my hand, rolls, and everybody mouth dropping. That's how I can, sums it up.
After months of doubt and back and forth speculation, the possibility of these two champions finally sharing the ring has regained some momentum. The path has not been smooth, filled with setbacks and shifting expectations, but there now seems to be a faint sign of progress that keeps the hope alive.
As long as Crawford stays away and just boxes and be smart, he can win that fight. I think Crawford's a better fighter than Charlo, and he's a smart fighter as well. He switches and everything. So
last month, Canelo, the undisputed super middleweight champion, was still performing at an elite level. Edgar Berlanga served as a solid challenger to defend his titles, reinforcing why Canelo remains regarded as one of the sport's top fighters today. While fans have grown accustomed to seeing him step into the ring around Cinco de Mayo, his next opponent has not yet been officially announced. This uncertainty has only fueled more speculation, with Terence Crawford's name once again emerging as a leading possibility.
You know what I'm saying? And Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that I favor Canelo is that his weight.
Yeah.
And that he's more bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. But as far as skill set wise, IQ, I feel like Crawford can match anybody and probably do.
Terence Crawford's career path has been truly unique. The former welterweight champion shocked the boxing world when he moved up to super welterweight and faced the tough Israel Madrimov. Crawford didn't just win that fight. He also secured a title in a fourth weight division, adding another major achievement to his already outstanding resume. Many fans have been eager to see him climb even higher in weight to challenge Canelo, and Crawford himself has shown confidence and willingness to take on the challenge. Still, the big question remains whether this matchup can realistically become a reality.
Terence Crawford was with Turkey Al-Sheikh at the other event across town, put out an open challenge to you on the internet with Turkey Al-Sheikh calling you out. What's your response to Terence Crawford's call out tonight?
No comment.
Earlier this year, Saudi boxing figure Turkey Al-Sheikh showed strong interest in making the fight happen, using his influence and financial backing to try to bring the matchup to life. For a moment, it looked like he could actually turn what many consider a dream fight into reality. However, negotiations eventually stalled. Canelo was unwilling to enter discussions about the bout ahead of his fight with Berlanga, and that decision led Al-Sheikh to step away from the negotiations. After that, the situation cooled down, and for a while the matchup once again looked unlikely, almost like nothing more than speculation.
If the money is right, I mean...
$100 million? I heard Turkey offered you a big money already.
150.
150?
Recently, Turkey Al-Sheikh made an unexpected move that shifted attention back to the negotiation table, once again placing the responsibility with Canelo Alvarez. In an interview with DAZN, he emphasized that he is open to restarting discussions, but only under one condition: direct communication with Canelo himself. He explained that he no longer has close ties with Canelo's team and doesn't maintain any formal link to them. However, he made it clear that if Canelo is listening, he is ready and willing to speak face-to-face without any intermediaries involved. "I don't know anyone in Canelo's circle right now, and I have no connection there," he conveyed in essence. "But if he hears me, I'm ready to talk directly. Just him and me, no one in between." This approach signals a bold and straightforward strategy, cutting out the usual layers off negotiation. Known for pushing major boxing events into reality, Turkey Al-Sheikh's renewed interest highlights just how serious the effort is to make this fight happen. Now, all eyes turn back to Canelo, with the big question being whether he will respond to this direct call.
I'm an all-around athlete. There ain't nothing I can't do.
So what you doing to enjoy yourself since winning the belts?
Interest from fans has only grown stronger around the idea of this matchup. Canelo Alvarez has also faced his share of criticism, with skeptics questioning his recent fight choices. One notable voice in that discussion has been David Benavidez, who is often linked to the Mexican star and recently claimed that Canelo turned down a massive $70 million offer to fight an undefeated former world champion. Whether or not that claim is accurate, it has intensified pressure on Canelo to step into another major blockbuster bout. For Terence Crawford, the potential fight represents something even bigger than just another challenge. It would be a defining moment in his career and a chance to strengthen his legacy while silencing doubts about his ability to compete at 168 pounds. Despite the significant jump in weight, Crawford has consistently shown fearlessness in chasing tough opponents. His dominant showing earlier this year against Israel Madrimov further reinforced that belief, proving he can rise to the occasion at higher weight classes. Because of that, the idea of facing Canelo no longer feels out of reach. It stands as one of the most intriguing possibilities in boxing today.
And remember, Canelo is a guy who presses a lot. That's one thing Canelo does. Canelo's not very active, but he gets in your face and he mentally presses you a lot by cutting off the ring, getting in your face. So I start to wonder if going up to super middleweight is going to be a bridge too far for Crawford. But hey, man, he got the win, and I guess that's going to be the talking point from now as well.
His latest comments suggest that he still remains interested in making a Canelo versus Crawford showdown happen, even after previously indicating he might focus on pursuing other major fights for Crawford instead. That it's also important to recognize that Crawford's victory over Israel Madrimov was more than just another addition to his record. It was a statement performance. Madrimov, a strong and respected competitor, was far from an easy opponent. Yet Crawford controlled the fight and showcased his adaptability at a higher weight class.
And I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter, and like he say, they talking about the fight with Germonta, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he say nobody's gonna give me credit if I beat him. It's the same thing, it's the same thing. I think it's.
On the other side, Canelo Alvarez, win over Edgar Berlanga, drew mixed reactions. While it was still a successful defense of his titles, some critics felt the bout didn't deliver the level of excitement usually expected from a Canelo headliner. That response has only increased anticipation for his next appearance, with fans hoping he will face a more dangerous and competitive challenger. Terence Crawford, given his reputation and recent achievements, naturally fits into that conversation.
Man, coming from 147, I know he's a great man. Crawford is a great man and a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody can do better than Charlo did last night.
Those questions are the same ones Terence Crawford himself once appeared unsure about. At one point, he even showed little interest in moving up to 168 pounds for a showdown with Canelo Alvarez. In an interview with Sporting News, recorded before his high-profile win over Errol Spence Jr., Crawford made his stance clear at the time, stating, "I ain't going up there," which left many fans doubting whether a matchup between him and Canelo would ever be realistic.
He wants to fight. He's made it clear. Do fights like that help your legacy, or do you feel like that's something that's not worth it to you?
Everything in my career, every fight make my legacy different and better. No, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. He's a good fighter, but like I say, he's a weight classes for a reason.
On the Porterweight podcast, he opened up about how important this matchup has become to him personally. He admitted that the possibility of fighting Canelo Alvarez has actually been a major source of motivation. Crawford explained that the idea of starting his career at lightweight and eventually climbing all the way up to super middleweight without any catchweight agreement is a massive challenge, even for a fighter of his caliber.
For Crawford to call you out at 68, say that he can beat you at this weight?
No, everybody wants to fight with me, so it's fine.
That being a biggest fight possible in boxing, is that something you'd actually be interested in?
It's crazy when you asking about that, because you say, your Machado is coming out of the other weight classes, and he's welterweight, so don't make sense.
Canelo Alvarez has long built his career on reputation, consistently facing top-tier opposition and proving himself across multiple eras of elite competition. However, a potential fight with Terence Crawford represents a different kind of challenge. It is no longer just about adding another victory to his already extensive record. It becomes about defending and reinforcing his position at the very top of boxing, The pressure surrounding this matchup would be immense, with expectations higher than usual and every detail under scrutiny. Fans are eager to see how Canelo would respond on such a stage, where legacy is on the line as much as skill.
Crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. He went up and lost.
Terence Crawford's journey to this moment has been remarkable. Beginning his career at 135 pounds, he has steadily moved through multiple weight divisions, taking on every challenge with confidence and determination. Now at 37 years old, he stands on the edge of what could be the biggest test of his career. For Canelo Alvarez, this potential matchup carries its own significance. It represents an opportunity to silence ongoing criticism and further reinforce his claim as the defining fighter of his era. A victory over a challenger like Crawford would strengthen his standing as one of the best of his generation.
A lot of people say, well, Terence Crawford wants to fight Canelo Alvarez to prove he's the best. Me personally, I think it's just a cash grab. And he's just trying to get...
Amir Khan is in a unique position when it comes to analyzing this hypothetical matchup, as he is the only fighter to have faced both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford inside the ring. Having shared the ring with each of them at different stages of his career, he brings a rare perspective on how a potential clash between these two pound-for-pound stars might unfold.
Over a decade ago, no one's been a bigger Terence Crawford believer than Tim Bradley.
Right.
And so Tim still picks Terence to beat Booth, still picks Terence to beat Canelo.
Canelo, on the other hand, has always been about
He added that, despite his personal preference for Crawford, even he could see how difficult that matchup would be. While expressing support for Terence Crawford, he admitted it would be a very tough fight to win and questioned whether Crawford actually needs it at this stage of his career. In his view, Crawford has already achieved so much and defeated every opponent placed in front of him. Amir Khan also discussed what might motivate Crawford to pursue such a high-risk bout. He pointed to the possibility of a huge financial reward as a major factor, suggesting that a massive payday could be the main reason the fight gets made.
Crawford has a chance against Canelo Alvarez at 168.
I think he has a chance against either one of those guys. The weight, though, is a serious thing. And one of the reasons why Canelo is so successful is he's got such a good chin.
Crawford's road to...
Khan's assessment highlights the complexity of a potential Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez matchup, especially when weighing risk, reward, and legacy. Such a fight would clearly stand as a massive event in boxing, bringing together two of the sport's biggest names in a high-stakes collision that would capture global attention.
But I know he's a lot smaller than you. Is that a fight that you would ever consider under any circumstance?
You know, I always say if it's a fight...
For Canelo, the fight would be another opportunity to show that his power, experience, and ring control can break down even the most technical and adaptable opponents in the sport. As many analysts and fighters have pointed out, including Amir Khan and Alexander Usyk, the matchup would be a fascinating contrast of styles. Crawford's precision and IQ against Canelo's strength and pressure, with Crawford potentially returning around April or May 2025, and Canelo still a major name in the conversation for big fights. Fans are watching closely to see whether this long-debated clash will finally move from speculation to reality.